A number of articles put up on LarryElder.com. One of them is from the New York Post. Minneapolis police probing alleged ballot harvesting plot to help Representative Omar. Another one from John Fund of the National Review. We've interviewed John Fund before. He wrote a book about voter fraud. Headline, New Project Veritas video, Voter Fraud in Ilhan Omar's District. My next guest is the head of Project Veritas. He's a graduate of Rutgers University. He founded an independent newspaper in college called The Centurion. He has a number of investigations that have been high profile that have caused major consternation on the part of some people. His investigation into Acorn caused it to collapse. He did videos exposing Democrats not only admitting voter fraud exists, but also Democrats showing how to commit it on a massive scale. Please welcome back to the program, Project Veritas, award-winning journalist and writer, James O'Keefe. James, how have you been?
Hello, Larry.
James, no shortage of stuff for you.
Good to be with you.
No shortage of stuff for you to expose. My goodness.
The target-rich environment.
Tell me about this ballot harvesting in Ilhan Omar's district. Is it something that done at the behest of her?
Yes. According to multiple sources in Minneapolis, this is recording ballot harvesters saying they were told to vote for Ilhan Omar. And this Ali Issei, deputy campaign person that works for her, on the tape there, describing how the money functions down from the political campaign itself. And you see on the tape an actual transaction where a man gives $200. You can actually see the cash being exchanged for a voter registration application. A ballot will come and they will fill it out. And this is in the video. It's not just people talking about it. It's people actually doing it, Larry. And this video is one of the first ever actually showing voter fraud happen in real time. So we would like the Justice Department to get involved here and do something about this. We're a nation of laws. People should not be paying for ballots on tape and nothing happens. It's a pretty extraordinary series of events here.
Now, James O'Keefe, we have ballot harvesting out here in California, meaning it is legal to turn in a ballot after the election is over of somebody who didn't fill it out or improperly filled it out or something like that. This is very different. This is not just ballot harvesting. This is lying. This is cheating.
Yeah, this is well, it's both. I mean, it's actually not legal in Minnesota to have in your possession more than 3 ballots. Mm-hmm. This man in the car has 300 ballots. He says, my car is full of ballots. And he's hustling until 2 in the morning collecting all these absentee ballots. There's hundreds of ballots in his vehicle. But these ballots were also blank, and he was going around to these homes and filling them in. So it's criminal just to have in your possession more than a certain number of ballots, state law. But it's a federal crime to coerce people into voting or to pay people to vote or to threaten people, which is what they're doing in Minneapolis. In your state, California, I'm sure there are stories like this. Mm-hmm. We just have to find them. And we have a tip line, Veritas Tips at protonmail.com, where brave insiders in California can let us know where the crimes are occurring, and our undercover people will give you cameras and we can get the story.
I'm talking to James O'Keefe, founder, president of Project Veritas. That was my question, James. How widespread is this in your opinion?
Well, it's not my opinion. It's just basically, you don't have to be a statistician to understand that if it's 300 ballots in one scene, one day in Minneapolis, and multiple sources harvesting ballots on tape just in one city, in one place. This is likely happening in many other cities across the country. The problem is you need to have the access. You need to be close to these people. These people don't trust outsiders. You can't show up and say, I'm a reporter. You have to use hidden cameras. You have to get in there. You have to build their trust, and you have to have someone on the inside who's willing to turn and record it, which is what we did here. This Liban Muhammad is his name. This brother of a city council member in Minneapolis recorded himself on a private iPhone, and we got possession of this. So he wasn't me doing a sting. You got to get someone on the inside, wear a hidden camera. We got to do this across the country because we're going to have tens of millions of ballots lying around, and there is going to be tens, if not hundreds, if not millions of ballots that are fraudulent. based upon the evidence just in this city of Minneapolis.
James, I've been making the point on my show that the Democrats routinely say that there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. That's almost verbatim how they say it. There's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. Yet they're running with this narrative that the cops are mowing down people, even though the studies do not show at all any evidence of systemic police brutality. Yet they're running with that story, but they're demanding to see the proof about widespread voter fraud before they acknowledge that it's going on.
Well, you have a tape of an actual criminal transaction, and it's not prosecuted. So, the FBI director last week said there's no evidence of voter fraud, and here's the evidence. I mean, what more evidence do you need? And a man in a car boasting about 300 absentee ballots, which he's filled out. What more? There's literally a criminal transaction. You could see currency being passed over. We have a very corrupt media. We all know it. We can complain about it, or we can do something about it. And the only way to defeat the corrupt media, which makes fake narratives that contravene facts, is to actually go out and find facts on videotape. There's no other way, Larry. We can complain about the media, or we can be the media. And what I'm asking people in California listening to this radio show is contact us at Veritas Tips, that's Veritas Tips at protonmail.com. If you have access to people committing fraud, film them using one of our cameras. That's what we need to do. It's the only thing we can do because we can't trust our government or our media to tell us what's going on.
We're going to have to leave it there, James. Thank you very much for joining us. The article about this voter fraud is called New Project Veritas Video, Voter Fraud in Ilhan Omar District. And the president, founder of Project Veritas has been my guest, James O'Keefe. James, as always, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.